Hey there, guys. Calypsy here, and I just thought I would do a real quick guide to, I guess, Combat Arms. I'm gonna try to touch up on everything, and then maybe give some tips at the end as well. But yeah. So let's get started. To start off with, we have. I'm just gonna kind of start off with saying, obviously you gotta make your account. It's probably the easiest part. Then what you got to do is you got to pick your server to go to. When you're a noob, I highly suggest you go to the Jackson server because that is the newbiest server there. It's all these low ranks. Yes, you're going to run into a lot of hackers because a lot of hackers go there to, well, use their hacks. And, yeah, but you're not going to run into too many. You'll run into enough to piss you off, but you can still have fun and, get your KDR up as high as you can. Now, thing is, you can only play there till you're an SFC. So what you want to do before you turn SFC, or if you're like me, you kind of want to boost your KDR a bit. But before your SFC, relog, make sure you got a fresh start on Combat Arms so that it doesn't crash you, and then stay on there through SFC because it won't kick you out, so that you can keep getting kills and raising your KDR and whatnot. But then after you crash or you just decide to leave or whatever, or you have to get off, then the next server you're probably going to want to go to is either Golf or Bravo. If you go to Bravo, you're going to run into the more skilled players because they're going to be all ranks, SFC plus, and they're going to have all guns, a bunch of NX guns. We'll touch up on what NX is and whatnot later. But you're going to run into all the really good players, so you're going to want to watch out when you're in Bravo. If you go to Golf, there's still going to be some good players there and some people trying to boost their KDRs there, but you're also going to have lower ranked players because there is no rank restriction on Golf. So you can also just go to Golf and try to boost your KDR there as well. Now there's a couple other servers. There's Black Market, which is if you spend money on the game to get an X, which an X is real money that you can use to basically get an advantage in the game. So if you're not high enough rank or are too lazy to get the GP to buy a gun, you can just use an X to buy the somewhat upgraded version of it, or get cases and stuff to give you random guns that sometimes are really, really good or really, really bad, but that's all luck, and we'll get into that later. So yeah, that's Black Market. You just gotta spend money on the game. I think it's like, if you spend like $25 on the game, then you can get into Black Market. Then there's the Papa channel. That channel, it has a different KDR, so that it doesn't mess up your KDR, and there's like lower Sorry, my headset died while I was in the middle of this commentary, but like I was saying, the Papa servers, they have lowered recoil and spread, and it's basically just easier, and during some events they even make the changes more drastic, but you don't have to worry about that. They'll explain that to you if you really care, if you want to look that up on the website. There's another server, Foxtrot, that you have to have I think it's a 1.0 or below to get in, and 1.0 KDR, sorry. And basically that's just so that if you're not very good, you can go in there and you can basically learn the game and get better at it. And sometimes it helps. It takes a while, but it can be helpful. I used to use that before I got better at the game, and yeah, I mean it can be helpful. Let's see. Next we're going to be moving on to the different game modes that you can play. There's many different game modes. I'm probably not going to go through all of them, but I'm just going to kind of sum them up real quick. There's, let's think, Elimination, Elimination Pro, Search and Destroy, Capture the Flag, Quarantine, Season Secure. Pretty sure there's a couple more, but those are like the more played ones. You got Elimination is basically just team deathmatch. You just 2 teams, maximum of 8 players on each team, and you shoot until you get to a maximum of 140 kills. Then the game ends and you move on. Elimination Pro, there are several rounds. You have 1 life each round, and once again, maximum of 8 players on each team. You try to completely kill the other team each round, and have the most rounds won to win the game. Then there is, let's see, capture the flag. Each team has a flag. You try to get it. You have to try to run their flag to your flag. Simple. You also kill them while you do that. Search and destroy. 1 life each round. There are several rounds. And basically, you either try to plant the bomb and explode the bomb site, or you try to defuse the bomb or stop them from planting, depending on where you are in the game. So that's my favorite mode. I think it requires the most skill, but yeah. Then there is Quarantine, which is pretty popular right now. Basically, there's 16 players maximum in the room. At the beginning of each round, select few of people turn into zombies or the infected, and their goal is to go around and get everybody else infected by, well, attacking them. The humans' goals, people that aren't infected, their goal is to kill the infected and to win the round that way, or survive the round, really. That's also a pretty fun game mode, as long as you don't get with too many competitive people. Yeah. Let's see. There was Season Secure. It's very much like Capture the Flag. You just have to raise the flag in the middle for a certain time period, and you win. Probably forgetting a couple modes here, but you basically can understand the game from that much there, and figure out the rest on your own once you've mastered those modes. Now moving on. Just a quick thing to say, there are many, many maps for this game. I'm not sure how many exactly. It's probably like 20 or 20 plus. I'm not really sure exactly. But there are many maps. So whether you like long range, mid range, short range, or all of them, there's a map for all of them. If you like to hide or camp, they got a map for that. If you like to rush and spray, they got a map for that. They got a map for everything. Next, I'm going to talk about the weapons. There are all your different weapon types, just like any other game. You got your assault rifles, your submachine guns, your machine guns, your sniper rifles, your shotguns, and then you got your explosives and your secondary weapons, which is basically just your handguns. And you get your melee weapons, and there are many melee weapons, and at this point in the game, they now have melee weapons that you can buy for the in-game money that can compete with the melee weapons you can buy with real money. That's not a very big subject. Moving on, back to the assault rifles and submachine guns and all those different types. There are many. There are I think they said something like several hundred guns. There are maybe 200 different guns, but then several variants of a bunch of them. So you can buy one gun for in-game money, but then you can also buy that same gun for real money in X. And then they also have a rare version that you have to get out of a case, and then they'll have a in-game money, a GP case that you can also get that type of gun out of. So they've got many, many guns that you can get, so you won't really get bored of the different guns you can have. But each type of gun is different. You've got your assault rifles that are mostly for mid-range and longer range. You don't really want to use them too much in close range, because though they're accurate, they might be overly accurate for close range, where you might be trying to spray and you won't be hitting them because you will be shooting a wall. Then there's submachine guns, which I hate them so much because people spray so well with them. They are very good at close range, some at mid range. None of them, I don't think, are good for long range, but you can spray the heck out of them, or you can actually try to be accurate in aim. Either way, you will do very well. Next, we got shotguns. Those are mostly close range. There are a few very good ones that can be used for mid range. No really long range shotguns. But the majority of them are 2-hit kill. You've got the double barrels that if you got a good enough aim, it's a 1-hit kill. But you can experiment with them if you want and figure out exactly how good they are for you. Sniper rifles. You got your bolt actions and your semi-autos. Bolt actions, they're pretty much all 1-hit kills. There's always that chance that you can tank, which is very annoying, but if you get good enough, then it doesn't really matter that much because you'll be able to hit them again. With snipers, though, there's a thing called quick switching and flash scoping and quick scoping. There's all those different terminologies with that. Basically, what quick scoping, flash scoping, all that stuff is you just, when you shoot, when you go in scope and then shoot, you then hit your Q button, which switches it switches back to the previous weapon you had out. So if you had your knife out, and then you went to your sniper, but then you scoped in, shot, and hit QQ, then you would switch really fast. And it's supposed to have, like, instead of pulling back the bolt, it just pulls out the gun again, and that's supposed to be quicker. It makes me more accurate. I don't know if that's true or if it's just in my head, but that's what it just feels like. I'm used to doing it at this point. But, yeah. Let's see. Secondary weapons. Many options for those. You've got your fully autos, your bursts, and then your strongs like the Desert Eagle and the Anaconda and things like that. They're very fun to use. Takes a lot of skill to get good with them. They can be very, very fun if you use them. I think that about sums it up. Oh, that's right. Never mind. The machine guns. Forgot those. Basically, they're just high spread, high recoil, high ammo, high damage. Mostly, maybe short range, almost mid range. I wouldn't use them for long range. And they can be fun, if you want to troll around with some friends or whatever, but they're not too useful. So moving on, I'm going to go to the gear. There's a lot of gear, a whole lot of gear. Some is just for looks. Some is very helpful. You got your speed gear, and then you got like your tanking gear. There's also mercenaries that allow you to, basically they give you gear, but also give you a different look that makes you look way cooler. Not cooler, but different. Makes you look way different. Some might look cool, but that's beside the point. Let's see. Next we have specialists, I guess we could talk about. I don't like specialists. They are very annoying. I have used them in the past, but I've moved past the specs. They are basically, what you do is you buy the character, the specialist character. That usually gives you like a speed boost. Some give you a protection boost. And then you can buy special weapons because you have them. Most of them are like explosive weapons where they can heal you, or there's like a minigun in there too. Very annoying to me, but they can also be very useful if you use them the correct way and with the right modes. That's all for you to figure out, not for me to tell you. There's also assassins, which was just added recently. Those are also annoying if the person using them is good, but they can also be very helpful to you. You can throw out this thing that, like, I forget what it's called. It's like a synapsis, I don't know, something like that. It basically screws with the controls of your enemy when they get near it, and it sucks when you're on the other team and that happens to you, but when you throw it out, it is very helpful. There's also like explosive crossbow, and then there's another crossbow that's pretty much like an iron sight sniper. It's very helpful. I like to use it, or back when I had it, I like to use it. But yeah, so that's specialists and assassins. There's also a very new thing, the cosmetic shop. This basically just allows you to cover up your gear with something else. A lot of times it has to do with whatever event's going on. Like we just had the Christmas events and whatnot, and they added, all of that kind of Christmassy stuff to that you can cover your gear up with, along with just put like hairstyles in or something. I don't know. It's weird stuff, but yeah, basically it just lets you cover up your gear and give you a new look, um, which can be fun. Like you get the ghillie suit. I like using that. Um, but yeah, that's Cosplay Shop. Then you've got oh crap, forget what it's called. But basically, you can forge weapons, which means you can use weapons that you can buy in the game, and then you get parts that they tell you what they are. There's no specific part for all of them. They're different for a lot of them, but they basically you just make new guns that can be better a lot of the time, but sometimes they're not. Then there also with this shop thing, there's jobs where basically you just have to collect a certain amount of things, and then they reward you with different things that you can use in that shop. There's also the customization part in there, which is very helpful. Some weapons you can customize, which basically upgrades them and makes them better. I love using this, like the Scar and with the ACR and other guns like that, M4. They all can be customized, and it upgrades the damage, the accuracy, recoil, and other stuff like that. Fire rate. Very helpful. It can make you play much, much better. Now, that's all the basic stuff down. You probably would like to go actually play the game some more and make sure you understand all of what I've just told you before you come back and listen to the rest of this. Or you can just try to remember what I say, but I'm going to continue on. These are more of play styles I'm going to kind of get into. Very simple. I'm not going to go super detailed into it. And this commentary is supposed to be quick, so sorry it's so long, but I have no need to shorten it. So, basically, the playstyle that I use most of the time is more conservative. I rush up close to the base of the other team, but then I kind of stay back and camp back and move around so that I'm not camping too much, but I'm also not rushing too much, just enough so that I can keep getting kills and keep my health high. I think it's the best method when you're playing against skilled players, but that's just me. There's also the rushing method. That can be very useful when playing against not very skilled players. You just rush in and spray your gun until you get a high accolade. Oh, I forgot to mention accolades. I'll go ahead and do that now. Accolades are when you get a kill, and then you get like another kill like right after it, you'll get an accolade. Which basically it says double kill, multi kill, ultra kill, fantastic, unbelievable. They look cool. They're nice to get, make you look good. So yeah, the rushing is very good for getting those. Playing my method though, you'll probably get multis and ultras over and over, rather than just getting like an unbelievable and dying 3 times and unbelievable. Then there's the camping method. I hate this when people do this, but basically they just sit back in their base and snipe or use like a G36, which is one of the more accurate long-range assault rifles that is very popular. Now, one of the fun parts of Combat Arms is this thing called Woggle. I haven't really seen it going on too much anymore, but basically it's just it's a limited Combat Arms. It's like that you can only use a light vest and no other gear that gives you any kind of bonuses to speed or protection or anything like that. And then you also can only use a certain set of weapons and gear and all that stuff. And then you basically just play Search and Destroy on any Search and Destroy map. It's a lot of fun if you get with some friends and do it rather than play it alone. But yeah. Let's see. Forgetting anything? Oh, yeah, the hackers. You want to watch out for those. They are very present in this game. Everywhere. Every game, you're probably going to see at least one hacker. most of the time they're going to be closet hackers. Not too many obvious hackers where they're OPKing, which is basically just sit in one place and kill everybody. But they'll be chamming, which is so they can see you through walls, or aimbotting where they can twitch to you and shoot aims for them, basically. But yeah, you want to watch out for those. And yeah, if you can get with some friends and play this game, though, it's a lot of fun. Make a clan, just hang out, and don't play for the competitiveness, and just enjoy yourself. It's a lot more fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you actually listened all the way through this, then good for you. You should let me know down in the comments, because I'll be honest, I'll honestly be surprised if somebody actually listens to this whole thing. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, share this with your friends. Put the download link to the video in the description if you want to give it to anybody. Yeah, see ya.